Corruption. What do we say about corruption? Corruption is one of the menace of Nigerian democracy. It was expected that during the time of the military, that the dictatorship, the military dispensation, there was corruption and there was a lot of outcry from the people in relation to corruption. But we are realizing now that the civil rule has not been anything any better in the fight against corruption. How can a government thrive with corruption? How can a government function properly with all arms and facets of the government engulfed in corruption? One of those intricate issues relating to corruption, which majority of progressives and anti-corruption activists have been emphasizing on, is the issue of not creating uh, a deterrent, not punishing corrupt offenders, people who have been indicted one way or the other with relation to uh, graft and corrupt practices and corrupt activities in the country, and most especially in government. Um, there is no way Nigeria will be able to move forward without being able to fight corruption. I've emphasized that if Nigeria do not kill corruption, corruption will destroy not only the foundation but the structure of the nation. We are looking at a new dispensation in the next 24 months, and we can also see the rise of insecurity in and out of the country. Uh, the nature of insecurity has rendered governance into a what we call perplexed governance. And how do you expect governments to thrive and be able to deliver dividends of democracy in an environment that is highly insecure and engulfed in corruption and graft? Um, the single fact that the government itself is not being sincere and honestly engaged in corruption as it should is another indicator that tells us that Nigeria is not on the right path. The It is not a debatable issue. Every now and then we hear of different government public servants activities relating to corruption. The commission that was put in place in order to check corruption has been known to be very, very passive in its engagement of corruption. And even the judiciary itself has not been forthcoming with the issue of corruption, engaging corruption, and interpreting the law with respect to punishing offenders. There's also been the reference to the 1958 anti-corruption laws and the penal code that needs review. And we know very well that there hasn't been much that's been done with respect to these issues of reviewing the laws ordering around corruption and corrupt practices. So these are some of those things that Nigerians are looking forward to see how do we engage? How does the government say we are fighting corruption, and every now and then all we see are people who are being let loose. The activities that we're seeing of late does not indicate or point to the fact that corruption is being engaged or being tackled in the country. So uh, the apathy will definitely be there. The confidence of the people are being eroded every now and then because they are not seeing they're not seeing corruption being tackled the way it should as compared to what they see happening all over the world and in most sanitized clime or nations of the world. Um, in summary, what we can pretty much say is that Nigeria has not really been tackling corruption the way it should. It's all been lip service. It's all been pandering to those whom we call the cabals, the criminal entities that held the country down and dictating the pace of governance. And all indication shows that in order for the country to be returned to its sane and sanctity and sanity, there is an actual need for the government to be very, very proactive in engaging the issues relating to corruption. And this will also start with trying to revive and revamp the Economic Commission, uh, the EFCC, Economic Commission for Corruption and Graft. And we're hoping that that will be what we should be seeing in the next couple of weeks or months towards the coming election.